First, passion is good. Passion is the game, as Gary Vaynerchuk says. Passion is doing work you love. When you have passion for something, you can do it so many hours on a row, day in, day out, so that you can beat everyone. And if you love what you do, you can become happy, successful, and rich. And we believe that riches are the byproduct of becoming successful. And also, happiness is a big factor in becoming successful. But it's all connected to each other, and this is really the foundation of our channel, to teach you how to become happy, successful, and rich. The author of the book divided the book into several rules, and we are going to see how they influence our success. You've got to find what you love. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. This was the speech of Steve Jobs at the University of Stanford, and everybody thought that he was talking about passion, that you first need to find your passion. So you have to find your passion, and then when you know your passion, you can go to work. So first start figuring out your passion for a couple of years, and then find out that you have no passion, so you become disconnected with your entire world and the people in it, and you feel horrible like shit. And then ask yourself the question, why do I have no passion? I don't like anything. And most of the time we don't even spend 3 years at this question. We expect to find the answer in a couple of weeks, days sometimes, and this is totally insane. Most of the people don't know what their passion is. And why is this? Well, to figure out what your passion is, you have to explore the world first. If you don't know what the world contains, if you don't know what's in it, if you don't know what the world is offering you, you can't find your passion because you don't know what's in it. At the age of 17, we are asked a highly important question for the rest of our lives. We have to figure out what we want to study in the next 4 years, and that determines where you want to go to work and spend the rest of your life. When you are 17 years old, you only know the jobs of your father, mother, and perhaps your uncle and brother, but that's the only thing you know. The rest is just at the surface of what you think it is, but you don't have a clue of what's happening in that area. So how the hell are you going to figure out what your passion is when you don't have the tools to figure it out? This is the first things that Cal wants to question. He called this the passion hypothesis, which says that the key to occupational happiness is to match your job to a pre-existing passion. And this is wrong, this is false. So rule number 1 is don't follow your passion. Imagine a kid that's a high school student and wants to figure out what he wants to do with the rest of his life. He's good at economy and mathematics, but he obviously don't like it. And why is that? Because he decided several years ago that his passion is lawyership. He wants to be a lawyer all his life. And that's because he can earn a lot of money with it, and the way people look at it is also very comfortable. That kid I talk about, that's me. I studied more than 2 years law school, and now I quit it. Because now I know what the study contains. I know that I don't want to work in this field for the rest of my life. And I started law school with absolutely no idea what there was to offer in the market, and I didn't have knowledge of any work. So when you don't know anything, how the fuck can you possibly decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life? So rule number 2 is don't underestimate the choice after high school. So what can help to let us know what we want in our lives? Cal talks about the self-determination theory, better called it SDT. SDT tells us that motivation in a workplace or elsewhere requires that you fulfill 3 basic psychological needs. Factors described as the nutrients required to feel intrinsically motivated for your work. First, autonomy. This is the feeling that you have control of your day and that your actions are important. You need to have meaning in your work, so that you have the freedom to do what you want and when you want to do that. You have to have the freedom to choose what is important and what is not. When you don't have these abilities, or freedom I better say, then you feel not fulfilled or motivated. Second, competence. The feeling that you are good at what you do. We human beings want to be confident in what we do, and we feel much more comfortable than when we are insecure about something. So we need to be confident about our competence. And we humans want to be comfortable all the time, and this is not always the best feeling, but that's another discussion. But Brendon Burchard talks about the competence-confidence loop. So when we are more competent in what we do, we are obviously more confident in what we do, which makes us feel more comfortable and so also happy in this way. It's a never-ending circle, and therefore begin with being competent. Third, relatedness, the feeling of connection to other people. Sadly, it's true that people can't be happy on their own. It just can't. We need to spend time with others. And of course this is okay, and sometimes it's very hard, but most of the time we try to get the most of our contact with other people. We try to become happier by talking to somebody about what we have done, and we are celebrating our own small victories, and you can only celebrate this with other people. And we believe that the only way to true happiness is by having good relationships. Only these three factors, autonomy, competence and relatedness, determine if you feel motivated and fulfilled by your work. If your work complies with these factors, you could say you have found your passion. But you need to have autonomy, you need to have competence, and you need to have relatedness. So, rule number 3 is integrate the self-determination theory. To summarize, don't follow your passion, don't underestimate the choice after high school, and integrate the self-determination theory. Thank you for watching, and as always, get your ass